You probably needed that. Yeah. Oh, what are we doing?
It is a Saturday. It is the weekend. I'm a West Coast meteorologist, Bill Martin. It is July 24th. It is a Saturday. It is the weekend. We've got heat advisories continuing in Southern California. Introduce you to Genevieve. This is probably going to be, it's a tropical storm now, probably going to be the first major hurricane, Category 3 possibility, major hurricane of the Pacific season, which has already been busy. Foster is a Category 2. It's moving towards the Hawaiian Islands. We'll look at some of that, the potential for not an impact, well, the impacts, but not a collision. It's not going to hit as a Category 1 hurricane. But the tropical storm falling apart will create more surf along the coast, stronger thunderstorms, especially for the northern islands. So we'll keep an eye on that. We're going to look at the heat advisories on the weekend for Southern California and the heat building for northern and central California as we go into next week. We're going to look at the surf, which does not want to go away. We're going to take a look at the nature snacks in California north to south. But first, we're going to take a look at the active Pacific. It is Genevieve here, which is just basically a storm complex, but it's rapidly developing in this warmer El Nino-induced water. And then this is Fausto, which is almost at the latitude of the Hawaiian Islands, which is unusual. You don't often get this type of thing. It's not happened. This is warmer water creeping north and allowing Fausto to exist and stay intact as right now a Category 2 hurricane. It falls apart quickly as it gets towards the islands, but it's going to brush just to the north, and that's going to set the islands up with bigger surf and just storminess and humidity and cloud cover and rain. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. That's in the next few days. Fausto is going to move a track kind of following that, but it's going to move further north and away from the Hawaiian Islands. The reason I'm not worried about Fausto is sea surface temperatures. Right now, the temperature right where that yellow, can you see that little yellow circle? It's about 79.7 degrees. That's getting cooler, so the hurricane starts to fall. Hurricanes like 80 degrees water, and that's the path that it will take. And you can see these reds would represent 80-degree water, these darker reds, but they're interspersed with a cooler water regime. So you can almost see the transition zone between the warm enough for hurricane and too cool for hurricane to exist. So this is the plan.
So thank you.
That's not where Fausto is now. That's what the temperature of the water is in that zone. So this is the track. This puts it on Monday, just below a tropical storm. This is Fausto. in the Hawaiian Islands. So the Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, still got big winds. It's below tropical storm category, but it is enough to create, or below hurricane category, pardon me. It's enough to create problems for the islands. And then in terms of the El Nino, we use the Ronnie index, which is what you should be using. This is where the El Nino is now in terms of the graph of all other El Ninos. So yeah, the trend is for this to be a strong El Nino year. It is, as of now, the Ronnie index. This is the daily index, which shows it at this is just a snapshot of the temperature, which you can't use. Everyone's using it, but you can't. So it's a plus 2.16. That is a large, very strong El Nino today, that moment. But what's happening is you have to average 3 months. But with that said, the thermocline, Kelvin wave, pushing across the Pacific is deep and warm, and it's going to start to come up along the west coast of South America, and that's going to begin to increase the temperature. So we're definitely into a moderate or potentially strong, and maybe a very strong El Nino. So we'll keep an eye on it. These are and it's day to day, and there's a lot can happen between now and October, November when winter hits. So we are already seeing though these hurricanes. I just showed you that little primer we just did. That just shows you, okay, this is unusual. Hurricanes that close to Hawaii as Category 2. It will fall apart though. These are the forecast highs for today in California. It's going to be 94 in Sacramento, very pleasant. It's going to continue. That temperature footprint can continue a couple days. And then the weekend. And then as we get into the middle end of next week, temperatures really pulse up, and we'll show you. So it's going to get hot. At least the latest model runs suggests that. These are the watches and warnings. Let's see. I got to turn this down a little bit. Sometimes it does this to me. Observations. Hope you're having a good day. Okay, so here this is the game right now in California. These are the watches and warnings, and you can see all the activity in the Southern California area. The reason we're cooler up here and not seeing heat advisories and such is there's a low pressure center. You'll see it in a minute. That's kind of lingering. That one we looked at yesterday is lingering offshore. So that is the plan. The fire's not too bad in California right now. This is watchduty.org. It looks bad, but it's pretty benign. Oregon, not really the case. Oregon, look at that. Jeez. So we're going to look at air quality for Oregon. This is the model. And most of it is in central and eastern Oregon. This is smoke. This is the model, and it's going, okay. Next few days into the weekend, Bend better than it has been. See that, and that, you know what, that you can almost see, and you can see that low. This is be the upper level low coming in, and it's pushing all this away to the north and it's pushing it with a southerly flow towards the north into Idaho. Unfortunately for them, air quality out there. See what that looks like. It's not horrible. But it's not good, especially, Bend still looks bad. Yeah. Did everybody move to Bend, by the way? God, I used to go to Bend, the old Brooks Scanlon Mill, remember? Up in the day. I used to go up there in the 60s, 70s. We used to ski up there. And, but literally nobody was there. And now everybody lives in Bend, Oregon. Everybody from California, which much to the chagrin, right? Do you remember, these are the Weather Service headlines. Governor McCall, I think it was McCall. He was the Oregon governor, and he was. This is back in the '70s, early '70s, and he just goes, no Californians. Really, Californians driving into Central Oregon. I don't know if Portland was the same way, but Bend, Oregon, because I used to go up there a bit, hunting and fishing with my dad, and again those eras, that time, and it was interesting. It was like the cops would pull you over. You know, you like some of you are going, oh yeah, whatever, old man. But if you were there, you know what I'm talking about. It was kind of a weird period there. It was kind of radical. Elevated strong currents, surf concerns for basically the entire coast. That includes San Francisco Beach Advisory. Weather Service talking about fire danger, some gusty winds out towards up in the Sacramento Valley. And there are fire concerns kind of in northeast California for the wind as well. And then this is that heat advisory, heat warning. So headlines. And then this is Malibu. The swell's still hanging. A little smaller today, less wind, foggy. All of this, or most of this, coming from the equatorial Pacific, from the southern hemisphere and northern hemisphere. These are, southern and northern hemisphere. Fausto threw up a little swell. Genevieve will throw up a little swell. And then you got stuff coming from across the south side of the equator. This is the low that's bringing the better air quality, taking the smoke. You can even see the smoke here. So this is upper air, right? I mean, you can take it to the surface, but this is the flow of the jet stream. So trough here, and then that ridge out in the Midwest of the country where it's super hot. Right? I should do that. I'm going to do it. Now let's do the models, and then we'll look at it. So this is what we're looking at. This is the 500 millibar, 18,000 foot. This is through, let me move this for me. This is through the weekend. So hot in the south. See how the white is over Bay Area north? Milder, that's that low. That low I just showed you. This guy right there is this guy. And so when we move it through, that was a real-time satellite image. This is taking it into the future, and it shows that low pulling up and out. And what I see here is, see the high building? That's the big story, I suspect, for next, is that next week? Yeah, more towards next week, but it looks like it really wants to get, look at that. That gets beefy hot. And that's a Four Corners high for sure. Pretty powerful. That would be potential, certainly air quality concerns, maybe even record temperatures if that transpires. I wanted to show you the rainfall or moisture anomalies. I'll put a circle around us, and then you see Fausto going towards the islands. See it? I'll put a loop around Fausto, how about that, and us. And then Genevieve behind it. And see Fausto, how close it goes? Right there. Let me move it a little closer. That's what I should do. We'll just focus on Fausto. So this is Fausto. And we're just using water anomaly, but you can see how much moisture is being induced into the islands. And that is on Tuesday, Wednesday. That's how it times out. So is it going to stay hot in the Bay Area? Or is it going to get real hot? No, we continue to see that sea breeze really right through the weekend and early next week. And then this is the GFS. This is forecast highs, max temperatures. And so that's today, which is what we showed you. And then watch what happens. It's kind of nice tomorrow. Same thing. I'll leave it up a second. Tomorrow. But it's still warm, right? But summer. Nothing crazy. And then it starts to get a little warmer. This is Monday. And then Tuesday starts to warm up. Even Sacramento's back into the 100s. And Sacramento's $103 on Wednesday, the 29th. $102 in Sacramento on Thursday. So you see it's ramping up. And I think here as we get towards Friday, Saturday, 109 in Modesto, 105. So right now, August 31st looks like a hot, it's 30th, 31st. And then another hot day. Look at that. That's a nasty day. That's a $110 in Sacramento. That is on Saturday, August 1st. And that's that period. That was what we were looking at here. Remember that? That's kind of this area. This is Saturday. So you see how the bright oranges above average temperatures. Yeah, we did it. And then this is rainfall accumulation. Really looking for monsoonal moisture. And this is through all the way through next week. A little bit in Southern California, and then somewhere around the 5th. Yeah, back as that high really thickens up, it starts to pull some moisture up.
Pretty high.
Because that high, right, that would be a monsoonal flow if that transpires. Mount Shasta got its name from, this I didn't know, I thought it was the Shasta Indians, but they're saying this, the Sastis, S-A-S-T-I-S-E, Sastis people, that's how the mountain got its name, because the people of the Hudson Bay Company who were here in the early 1800s either mispronounced it or, Shasta, Sastis. So the Sastis people, which was a Native American tribe, 14,179 feet high. It is potentially an active volcano. I deem it active, but they're saying potentially an active volcano. Last time it erupted was 250 years ago, and the snow and the glaciers on the mountain feed the upper Sacramento. This is up above, that's fog, obviously, and that is Eureka. And you can see out on Humboldt Bay, pretty much, and you'll look at the sounding. There it is. Okay, so the sounding is right here. I should take it further north. I'm down too low. Let's go up to Eureka. Okay, so that the sounding is there. So we took this, and you can see it's a pretty. Everything's right for fog, but it's a weak, kind of a weak moisture field. I think it's probably certainly that low. I'm surprised there's as much of an inversion there as there is. That inversion represents that kick to the right, and that kicks to the right at 3,000 feet. But it's. I think we got some good wind. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so along the side of this, I don't know if you can see this, but you can track the winds, and we've got some pretty good 15, 20 mile an hour winds out of the southwest, which is like this, which is busting up the inversion or trying to. So that would explain the sparseness of the fog. More sparseness of fog at Mount Tamalpais. This is from Mount Tamalpais. There you go. Let's see what else I got here. Kelly's Cove, which is right here, San Francisco. This is Ocean Beach. Kelly's Cove is right here. That's the Cliff House. Sutro is his Sutro bass, all that. If you ever see those little pictures of people in this indoor massive bathing facility, that's Sutro bass. Very famous. Been around a long time. I think it burned down in the 1950s. And was it the 50s? No. I think it burned a couple of times. But I actually ice skated at the Sutro bass before I think in like 1963, 64. My grandpa was holding me up, but they had an ice rink there after they I don't know if the baths were closed, but they put an ice rink in there. It was a weird old building. But Kelly's Cove is said to have gotten its name from the Kelly family. The Kelly's Cove, if you live in San Francisco, is super localized. It's the hub of Avenue, everything. You go to Kelly's Cove, you're going to find out what's going on. And sometimes I don't go down. I don't surf Kelly's that much because it was all the local kids, man. It was awesome. And they still go there. Pee-wee's there all the time, and the usuals. But Kelly's Cove was named after the Kelly family, who had a popular beach resort in the 1800s, located just below the Cliff House. Yeah. There's a legend that there was an old guy that lived in the cave. There's a cave at Kelly's too, but I can't confirm that. I know there's a little cave in there. You've probably seen. You can Google it. This is South Lake Tahoe. South Lake Tahoe today is going to be in the upper 70s to low 80s. Pleasant day, good looking day. And then this is along the Highway 1. This is out down more towards Davenport. Let me make sure I got that right. I think it's Davenport, looking towards the coast. And again, fog, having a tough time. Yeah, south of Pescadero. Fog having a tough time forming because of the low that's to the north, that big low I showed you that's busting up the inversion. Further south, the low doesn't impact anything. This is Bakersfield. Bakersfield day is going to be in the mid-90s, upper 90s, hot. By next Friday, it's going to be $115, $113 down here. It's going to be very hot, at least if the models verify. And then these are watches and warnings again. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Sometimes it logs off on it. Let's do this. Overlays. I like to look at the temperatures. These are surface maps. You have access to all this. If you There it goes. Come on. There it is. And these are hourly updated. So you kind of get a lay of the land. First thing you notice is, well, let's look at, first you notice, this is what your tax dollars pay for, by the way, all this. This is all hourly updates and stuff, and it's yours. It's yours. National Weather Service offices. This is the main page. But you can see where this is the trough here, remember? Cooler. And then this ridge. And what happens under a ridge? Fire danger, watches, warnings, right? So that's the warmer air to the south. We talked about this yesterday, but it bears out. So I'm just drawing the jet stream, and this is surface activity. But the jet stream, you can make the assumption that the jet stream is moving in that direction with a big ridge dome of high pressure over much of the country right now, 2/3 of the country. So let's take a look at Bakersfield. These are the forecast highs. Well, not forecast, these are the highs for right now. These are the temperatures for right now. 81 degrees in Bakersfield. That's a bit of a west wind at 5 knots. So the winds are inconsequential. Let's go north a little bit because there was that wind concern for fire. See if that produces. It's not showing up yet. But I do see it. So see the red number? So this is up towards Alturas. So that red number for this station is a gust. So right now it's sustained west wind at 5 knots, a little bit south, but west-southwest. And it is gusting to 9 knots. This is gusting to Southern Oregon, Klamath Falls, 17 knots. So there is wind up there, and that would be a fire issue. It's a south wind, typically not your dry, downsloping winds, but still wind nonetheless. These are the soundings. This is the sounding for Los Angeles. And you can see it's an inversion, but not, it's a weak layer. And you can almost, so that's, right, temperature, red, blue, moisture. You can see right here, the fog is kind of just, it's going to be gone pretty soon. And you can kind of see it by the weakness and the depth of that inversion, which dries out really quick when you get up. When you get up high enough, there's some moisture up there too, so some high cirrus clouds. You can kind of see them. Yeah, there's some cirrus clouds there. This is Wilshire Boulevard down by kind of just south of Malibu. Is it south of Malibu? Yeah, south of Malibu. Temperature today in Los Angeles is going to be in the upper 80s. Let me make sure of that. Hang on. Yeah, upper 80s, that's right. So it says 87 degrees on that particular deal. Let's see if we can go here, here, hang on. To Bakersfield, God, there's Wilshire Boulevard. There's the sounding, okay, we did that, and then this air quality. I've got to drive to Tahoe today to, buddy of mine's turning 70. Old friend, Phil Tippett. And, everybody's turning 70. I know. It used to seem so old, man. 70 seemed so old when I was a kid. Now I'm 67. It doesn't seem that old. That's how it goes. All right. And then these are the watches and warnings. Those are all the heat advisories. Southern California, Victorville, south wind, right? South wind, 88 degrees in Victorville, 75 in Los Angeles, or 77 in Los Angeles. I'm just picking sites. 95 down by Chuckwalla National Monument, gusting to 7 miles an hour. Just kind of, nothing really high grade. And then this is Mount Wilson. Let's see what the air quality looks like. We looked at it. It's yellow, but I wonder if, not bad. And then we'll pull a sounding. We won't pull a sounding. Okay, so this is the satellite image again. So I guess this was, I probably should have showed you this first. See this? So there's the low. I mean, I did show it. I just didn't show it off. So there's the low, right? And that's the reason you're getting clearing of the smoke. That's the reason that you're seeing less fog along the coast, certainly Northern California. And then Southern California not impacted as much. There's Genevieve. You see how the lightning strikes with it? Boom, 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 boom. And then Fausto, and then the Hawaiian Islands. And what we'll do is we'll draw the jet stream in. There's that trough. And where's all the heat? Oh, there it is. And this is where all this stuff is, all the watches and warnings. Okay, nature snacking. This is Steamer Lane. Busy. So busy now. Yeah. Looks like fun, huh? Good tide for it right now. Don't go. Don't go. Okay. That's a fun wave. And then there was a time, I used to surf that back in the late 70s and early 80s. Doug Hout, you guys know who, Bob Pearson. I think Vince was around, Bud was around, all these guys were around. And you'd go out there, and it was chirpy, man. I used to surf alone, which was my move in Malibu, because that's how you could go into a place like that. If I went alone, like they'd chirp at me and make fun of me and be mean to me and stuff. But I got waves. I know, it's awesome. But it was a different time. The same thing, different time. Like, yeah, it's a different time. It was like the thing we were just talking about earlier. But people were just. It's hard to explain. If you weren't there, it's really, I guess yeah. Anyway, this is in Malibu off the pier. This is Lindenmar Pacific. That's such a pretty shot. The Keatings, which are very famous water. Dick Keating, big surfer from I think the 60s. And just so, like they were big with the, Treasure Island when they had the World's Fair. The Keating, I think the mother was one of the swimmers. Swimming was a big thing, Busby Berkeley kind of stuff. And the Keatings were big swimming water family. So that died out on us. This is Seal Beach, I believe, or north side of Seal Beach. And then this is windy. Look at that. Really windy. I'm going to refresh that because that doesn't feel right to me. That almost looks like a yesterday picture. Yeah, it was a yesterday picture. Okay. Yeah, because there was fog there on it. And then Jackie's doing better. She's just not a young girl anymore. But I'm hearing good things. Like she's feisty right now. Like she's not, and they decided it's not lead poisoning. So we'll see. I know nature, drama. And then the Bears, Brooks River, Falls. And this is the lesser feeding zone. So it's sort of like, it's like up by the falls where the big bears get to sit, where the big food is. The bears, the alpha bears sit. Back here, the birds and the baby bears. Look at the birds on the side. That's a little baby bear. He'll be giant in a couple of days, but they kind of get the scraps. And it's like surfing. And the surfing, if you go to a surf break, basically, see these guys? Those are the birds and the little bears. And then the big bears are out here. And then you don't necessarily physically have to be big, but you're a bigger bear. And the inside, you can see that every surf break does that. These are little bears, Malibu. Little bears. I don't mean little bear in a bad way. I'm just saying. And then these guys are all older, bigger, grumpier bears, probably. That's an awesome analogy. That's an awesome analogy. I love it. I'm using it all the time. So let's see if we can get another angle for you here. I got a couple seconds. I'm running out of time though. Let's see if we can get to, there it is. There's where the big bear sit. And you can see, look at the big bear. Look at that guy. He's giant. And you can just tell, I mean, talk about machines. Isn't that awesome? I love him. I feel like he was there yesterday. And they gained 300-400 pounds, these bears, over there in the next few months. This is the height of the sockeye salmon run right now. So we're seeing a lot of bears. This is Wensi. Is it Wensi? Hang on. Wensi. They just named the baby Osprey. And Clark's doing his thing. Iris is about 30 years old. And neither of them are there, which means Wensi is big enough to almost fend off any crows or anything. Let's go back. Now I'm a little worried about Wensi. God dang it. Let's see if Mom's there. There they are. Okay, that's a little bit ago. Look how big she's getting. That's Wensi right there. Wow, that's Clark because he's smaller and he brought a fish. Yeah, awesome. Nature. And then this is kind of different kind of nature, but it's getting a little sun. I'm going to refresh this too because I got the feeling these cameras aren't refreshing. Yeah. Is that the same day? Hard to say. Okay, I got to roll. Thanks for putting up. Today's Saturday. I usually don't do something Saturday, but I'm not going to be here tomorrow because I'm going to Tahoe for that thing. I will see you back here on Monday.
there's one pass through here, and then we're gonna head back out to where we started, and then we'll probably head north. We're gonna back towards where we started.
Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is the United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. For Coast Guard Safety Marine Information broadcast concerning beach hazard statement, listen channel 1022, 22 Alpha, frequency 157.1 megahertz out. Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is the United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. July 22nd, 2026, 12:14 local, 19:14 Universal Coordinated Time. Beach hazard statement in effect from late tonight through Sunday evening. What? Surf of 5 to 7 feet expected. Where? San Diego County coastal areas and Orange County coastal areas. When? From late tonight through Sunday evening. Impacts: increased rip current risk and dangerous swimming conditions. Minor coastal flooding possible during evening high tides over the weekend with evening high tides 5.5 to 6.5 feet. Remain out of the water to avoid hazardous swimming conditions. Never turn your back on the ocean. Break. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. Out. Out.
Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. For Coast Guard Safety Marine Information broadcast concerning an adrift 15-foot white vessel, listen channel 1022, 22 Alpha, frequency 157.1 megahertz out. Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. July 25th, 2026, time 0516 local, 1216 universal coordinated time. The Coast Guard received a report of an unmanned adrift 15-foot white vessel in last known position 32-58 north, 117-34 west. All vessels are advised to transit the area with caution and report all updates to the Coast Guard break. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, out. San Diego, out.
Hello all stations, hello all stations, hello all stations. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, or a regularly scheduled marine information broadcast. Shift and listen, channel 1022. 22 Alpha, frequency 157.1 megahertz out.
Hello all stations, hello all stations, hello all stations. This is the United States Coast Guard. The following message is a regularly scheduled marine information broadcast.
Sector San Diego broadcast notice Mariner 0072-26. The U.S. Navy will be conducting hazardous operations from 01 July 26 at 0100 local to 01 August 26 at 0100 local.
Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. For Coast Guard Safety Marine Information broadcast concerning an adrift 15-foot white vessel, listen channel 1022, 22 Alpha, frequency 157.1 megahertz out. Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. July 25th, 2026, time 0516 local, 1216 universal coordinated time. The Coast Guard received a report of an unmanned adrift 15-foot white vessel in last known position 32-58 north, 117-34 west. All vessels are advised to transit the area with caution and report all updates to the Coast Guard brig. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. Out, out.
Bridge, say again. Back. I'm real. America, Adventure Red 05. America. Sure, I had a real good group of shorties, about 35, 22 and a half.
Okay. Did you hear? I see that Legacy is heading to someplace in like 42, 43, and like 21, 22 out, and that Adventure Homeblower and Peregrine are out at the bank together. Do you know what's going on out there?
I don't. I've had Channel 5 off. So, all I found are those shorties. That's all I know about.
Okay, thanks. I tried you on the other radio, I just couldn't get through.
Roger.
Request you speak clearly into the microphone. Bridge, number 2, start preparing, appears fully ready. Bridge, say again. Control Bridge, all personnel and equipment are clear of the rudder.
Towboat US Pacific Beach, Towboat US Pacific Beach, or 25-foot Defiance. This is Towboat US Ballast Point, Channel 16. Roger, have you got a hold of our Towboat US Pacific Beach yet on this channel? Roger, west of South Coronado Island. Roger that. I will relay that to our captain. He's on his way.
South.
Roger, go ahead. 07.
Southwestern Yacht Club 3 Mark Fiasco Racers. Southwestern Yacht Club 3 Mark Fiasco Racers. This is the race committee on the good ship Dennis Connor. We are on station and ready for you to come by and check in. There is no radio check-in. Please be advised. We are flying numeral pennant 2 for course 2. We're putting you on course 2 today. Please make sure you don't use the times for course 1 or course 3. Please make sure, please have everybody on your boat maybe check. Make sure you're on the course 2 time. And we are standing by, ready to take your check-in.
Really see anything.
Legacy America.
You get out of the kayak. I'll talk you through it, but you have to be very careful because you've been sitting for hours. Really, there's only really one good spot. So if you want to do that,
Sorry, I was just curious if you were on something at the moment.
Something here first.
sounds like a plan.
Ugama, topside test.
Do a couple of loops, and see if they start to pick up. Great. We'll run both.
Hit it.
No, that's fine. Yeah, maybe.
Radio check, any vessel over?
About a incher, 17 maybe. Good one.
Yeah, they messed up on that forecast again, yeah. Wow, back to the line. So the next thing you might be able to go. Maybe wow. This is totally. Yep. No. Come on.
Topside test. Duty chief, topside test.
You still have an account?
Duty chief. You for the
Security, all stations, all stations, all stations. United States Coast Guard, Sector Los Angeles, California. United States Coast Guard, Sector Los Angeles, California. For regularly scheduled marine information broadcast, switch inlet to channel 1022, 22 Alpha, frequency 157. I just had a real nice fight. Lost half my face. Missed it.
Broadcast notice to Mariners. Broadcast number 195-26, Southern California, Pacific Ocean. Operation hazardous to surface vessels will be conducted within Navarro 12 in an area bounded by 33-33 North, 120-22 West, 33-32 North, 111.
No, not yet.
Correction, 119-28 West, 32-46 North, 119-30 West, 32-30 North, 119-50 West, 32-31 North, 120-25 West. Hazardous operations will be conducted during the following dates and times. 28th of July from 1200 Zulu to 2100 Zulu, and 29th of July from 1200 Zulu to 2100 Zulu. Surface vessels are strongly advised to avoid the areas defined during specified dates and time. TMSR aircraft and surface vessels may be on scene to clear non-participating vessels out of the area within 24 hours of transiting TMSR. Vessels are requested to submit a notification to Fleet Control indicating vessel name, destination, and estimated time of entry into departure from the TMSR IAW U.S. Coast Guard Title 7, Chapter 4, Paragraph 439. Notification should be faxed to 805-989-0102. Prior to entering the TMSR, please contact Fleet Control at 805-816-0792. If no answer, please call the after-hours line at 825-989-1470 to obtain current operation status, including standoff areas which are identified.
I don't see any.
Line and updated daily at 1700 Pacific Standard Time. During operations, Fleet Control will be managing hazardous area surface traffic on VHF Marine Band Channel 16 and Channel 11. Vessels will be starting on the surveillance center at 825-99-7567 or 825-99-7211. For further information, contact Gibson Stack, Senior Operations Test Specialist at 805-989-7432, CSN 351-7432. Safety broadcast notice to Mariners number 0194, Chapter 26, Southern California, Pacific Ocean. Operations hazardous to surface vessels will be conducted within Navarro 12 in areas bounded by 33-2 North, 122-10 West, 34-10 North, 123-10 West, 35-18 North, 122-39 West, 35-14 North, 121-26 West, 34-02 North, 120-58 West. Hazardous operations will be conducted during the following days and times. From the 27th to the 28th of July. 1
Hey, Foxtel, I gotta run my guest up to the restroom right now. When you come in, there's a huge pile of fiber optics right there on the dock. So just be aware of that when your passengers, or when you get there. I'm gonna try and get down here before you do, so I can move it.
To King Harbor rate on 24-1900 Zulu, July 26th to 25-2300 Zulu, July 26th. Event safety vessels can be reached via VHF channel 71 and correction at Raystar in vicinity of Santa Barbara, VHF channel 16 while racing offshore, and VHF channel 78 at finish in King Harbor. Mariners are requested to use caution while transiting in the vicinity of event participants. More to follow. Safety broadcast notice to Mariners. Expect Los Angeles, Long Beach, broadcast notice to Mariner 0192-26, Southern California to Pacific Ocean. Hazardous window 1. Space launch operations considered hazardous to surface vessels will be conducted within the following offshore areas of Nav Area 12 as follows. Hazard Area 1, 3429 North, 12029 West, 3440 North, 12037 West, 3438 North, 12042 West, 3349 North, 12055 West, 2913 North, 12156 West, 2913 North, 12136 West. To beginning, 34.48 North, 120.48 West, 34.66 North, 120.61 West, 34.63 North, 120.7 West, 33.81 North, 120.91 West, 29.21 North, 121.93 West, 29.21 North, 121.6 West. Hazardous operations will be conducted during the following dates and times, month and year. 24-1400 Zulu, July to 24-1825 Zulu, July 2026 primary. 25-1400 Zulu, July to 25-1825 Zulu, July 2026 backup day. 26-1400 Zulu, July to 26-1825 Zulu, July 2026. 27-1400 Zulu, July to 27-1825 Zulu, July 2026. 28-1400 Zulu, July to 28-1825 Zulu, July 2026. 29-1400 Zulu, July to 29-1825 Zulu, July 2026. 30-1400 Zulu, July to 30-1825 Zulu, July 2026. Hazardous window 2, space launch operations considered hazardous to surface vessels will be conducted during the following offshore areas of Nav Area 12 as follows. Hazard Area 1, 2913 North, 12131 West.
Red rooster to Mr. Hornblower.
03 West. 2849 North, 12214 West. 2741 North, 12206 West. 2814 North, 12125 West. To beginning, 29.21 North, 121.51 West. 29.21 North, 122.05 West. 28.81 North, 122.23 West. 27.68 North, 122.1 West. 28.7 North, 121.41 West. To beginning, hazardous operations will be conducted during the following dates and times, month and year. 24-1400 Zulu, July to 24-1843 Zulu, July 2026 primary. 25-1400 Zulu, July to 25-1843 Zulu, July 2026 backup day. 26-1400 Zulu, July to 26-1843 Zulu, July 2026 backup day. 27-1400 Zulu, July to 27-1843 Zulu, July 2026. 28-1400 Zulu, July to 28-1843 Zulu, July 2026. 29-1400 Zulu, July to 29-1843 Zulu, July 2026. 30-1400 Zulu, July to 30-1843 Zulu, July 2026. Surface vessels are strongly advised to avoid this area defined during the specified dates and times. During operations, Frontier Control will be managing hazardous area surface traffic on VHF Marine Band Channel 16 and Channel 6. More to follow. Safety broadcast notice to mariners. Los Angeles, Long Beach 0189-26, California to San Nicolas Island area. Mariners are advised that the water surrounding San Nicolas Island, California, is a naval restricted area in accordance with 33 CFR 334.980. At all times, mariners must remain at least 300 yards from the shoreline of San Nicolas Island. During closure periods, mariners must remain about 3 miles from the shoreline as described in the Code of Federal Regulations. Mariners can contact Navy Police Control on VHF, FM Channel 11 or 16, or by telephone at 805-989-8841 for closure information. More to follow. Safety broadcast notice to mariners, Los Angeles, Long Beach 0188-26, update 3, California to San Pedro Bay area. Sector Los Angeles, Long Beach captain of the port has established a special local regulation for the San Pedro Olympic classes regatta for the areas bound by the following coordinates. SF1 inside Los Angeles Harbor in the shallow water habitat. 33-42.6 North, 118-16.8 West. 118-16.8 West. 33-42.8 North, 118-15.6 West. 33-42.4 North, 118-15.5 West. 33-42.3 North, 118-15.9 West. 33-42.3 North, 118 outside Los Angeles Harbor between Quick Furman and the Los Angeles Harbor entrance.
DCM deck, this is 12 here.
15 west, 33-40.5 north, 118-15 west, 33-40.5 north, 118-17 west, 33-14 north, 118-.
DCM deck, this is Blackbeard.
To the beginning, SF4 outside Long Beach Harbor between Angels Gate and Queens Gate, 33-43.3 north, 118-12 west, 33-42.3 north, 118-11.9 west, 33-41.9 north, 118-13.9 west, 33-42.7 north, 118-14.2 west. To the beginning, the SLR will be in effect during the following dates and times: 1900 Zulu, July 26th, 250200 Zulu, July 26th, 031900 Zulu, August 26th, 090200 Zulu, August 26th. Vessels will be prohibited from entering, transiting through, loitering, or anchoring within the SLR without permission from the captain of the port or a designated representative. The Coast Guard can be reached via VHF Channel 16 or by phone at 310-521-3801. More to follow. Sector 65, Captain Notice to Mariners. Los Angeles, Long Beach, 0186-26, Southern California to Pacific Ocean area. Space launch operations considered hazardous to service vessels will be conducted within the following offshore areas of Nav Area 12 as follows: Hazardous Window 1, Hazard Area 1, 3429 north, 120-29 west, 34-40 north, 120-37 west, 34-3 north, 120-42 west, 33-49 north, 120-55 west, 29-13 north, 121-56 west, 29-13 north, 121-36 west. To beginning, 34.48 north, 120.48 west, 34.66 north, 120.61 west, 34.63 north, 120.7 west, 33.81 north, 120.91 west, 29.21 north, 121.93 west, 29.21 north, 121.6 west. To beginning, hazardous operations will be conducted during the following
Security. Sailing vessel San Salvador, getting underway from San Diego Maritime Museum, headed out to sea, standing by channel 16 for all officer traffic, San Salvador.
July 2026, backup day. 22-1400 Zulu 2, correction, 22-1400 Zulu July 2, 22-18-25 Zulu July 2026, 23-1400 Zulu July 2, 23-18-25 Zulu July 2026, 24-1400 Zulu July 2, 24-18-25 Zulu July 2026, 25-1400 Zulu July 2, 25-18-25 Zulu July 2026, 26-1400 Zulu July 2, 26-18-25 Zulu July 2026. Hazardous Window 2, Hazard Area 1, 20, correction, 29-13 north, 121-31 west, 29-13 north, 121-03 west, 28-49 north, 122-14 west, 27-41 north, 122-06 west, 28-42 north, 121-25 west. To beginning, 29.21 north, 121.51 west, 29.21 north, 122.05 west, 28.81 north, 122.23 west, 27.68 north, 122.1 west, 28.7 north, 121.41 west. To beginning, hazardous operations will be conducted during the following dates, times, month, and year: 20-1400 Zulu July, 2-20-18-43 Zulu July 2026 primary, 21-1400 Zulu July 2, 21-18-43 Zulu July 2026 backup day, 22-1400 Zulu July 2, 22-18-43 Zulu July 2026, 23-1400 Zulu July 2, 23-18-43 Zulu July 2026, 24-1400 Zulu July 2, 24-18-43 Zulu July 2026, 25-1400 Zulu July 2, 25-18-43 Zulu July 2026, 26-1400 Zulu July 2, 26-18-43, correction, 18-43 Zulu July 2026. Surface vessels are strongly advised to avoid this area defined during specified dates and times. During operation, frontier control will be managing hazardous area and surface traffic on VHF, Marine Band Channel 16 and Channel 6. More to follow.
Broadcast Ocean Mariners, 0182, TAC 26, California, Morro Bay. Morro Bay channel lighted buoy 8 has been reported off station.
Broadcast Ocean Mariners, 0171, 66, California, Point Magoo. U.S. Navy CCC rifle range will be conducting a live
live fire exercise on tour in San Diego, Point Blue at location 34.009.083 north, 119.066 west. During the following dates and times: July 2nd, 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 8th from 0230 Zulu to 0500 Zulu. July 13th from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 17th from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 20th from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 21st from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 22nd from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 24th from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 27th from 1500 Zulu to 2300
I got you.
Zulu. July 28th from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 29th from 0230 Zulu to 0500 Zulu. July 29th from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 30th from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. July 31st from 1500 Zulu to 2300 Zulu. Mariners are advised to stay clear of Point Magoo Rock.
Righter. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Maybe I'll pass on by on through them here. Yeah.
The water forecast for California National Weather Service, Los Angeles, California, last updated at 8:04 a.m. Saturday, July 25th, 2026. Point B, this broadcast is going southwestward out to 10 miles. Small ground advisory in effect from 2 p.m. PDT this afternoon to late tonight. Today, northwest wind 10 to 20 knots, becoming 20, 30 knots this afternoon.
He never saw it, but we got into the area. That was a really elusive whale, but yeah, there supposedly was a fin further out, but yeah, that blue is definitely the that's the ticket.
7 to 9 feet, wave east out northwest 8 feet at 8 seconds, south 3 feet at 12 seconds.
Here, good luck.
Water points out of Santa Cruz Island, California, westward 1,500 miles from Santa Rosa Island. Today, northwest wind 20 to 30 knots, 35 to 35 knots this afternoon. 1,600 feet, wave east out northwest 8 feet at 9 seconds, south 2 feet at 11 seconds. Outer water to Santa Cruz Island, San Clemente Island, 1,500 miles off Shore Creek, San Nicolas, and Santa Barbara Island. Today, northwest wind 20 to 30 knots, 5 to 7 feet, wave east out northwest 6 feet at 9 seconds, south 2 feet at 12 seconds. East Santa Barbara, Santa for successful appointments to California, Santa Cruz Island. Today, west wind 10 to 15 knots, becoming 15 to 25 knots late this afternoon. East 2 to 4 feet, wave east out west 3 feet at 9 seconds.
San Diego bait barge, chasing sunsets, sport fisher.
California, including Santa Catalina and Anacapa Island. Daylight winds becoming west 10 to 15 knots this afternoon. East 2 to 4 feet, wave east out west 3 feet at 9 seconds, south 2 feet at 11 seconds.
This is Coast Guard Sector Los Angeles, out.
Bait barge, chasing sunsets. You guys have bait?
Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is the United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. For Coast Guard Safety Marine Information Broadcast.
Bait barge, chasing sunsets, sport fisher. Do you guys have bait?
Channel 1022, 22 Alpha, frequency 1.
Beaver 1, channel 14.
1 megahertz out. Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is the United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. July 22nd, 2026, 12:14 local, 19:14 Universal Coordinated Time. Beach hazard statement in effect from late tonight through Sunday evening. What? Surf of 5 to 7 feet expected. Where? San Diego County coastal areas and Orange County coastal areas. When? From late tonight through Sunday evening. Impacts: increased rip current risk and dangerous swimming conditions. Minor coastal flooding possible during evening high tides over the weekend with evening high tides 5.5 to 6.5 feet. Remain out of the water to avoid hazardous swimming conditions. Never turn your back on the ocean. Break. This is the United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, out. Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is the United States Coast Guard, Sector San Diego. United States Coast Guard, Sector San Diego. United States Coast Guard, Sector San Diego. For Coast Guard Safety Marine Information Broadcast concerning hazard to navigation, listen channel 1022, 22 Alpha, 157.1 megahertz out. Security, security, security. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is the United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. July 22nd, 2026, 23:38 local, 26:38 Universal Coordinated Time. The Coast Guard received a report of a hazard to navigation. 42-foot sailing vessel Amphora is anchored and unlit in position 32-36.146 north, 117-14.453 west, approximately 1 nautical mile south of the San Diego Sea Buoy. All vessels are advised to transit the area with caution.
Over.
All updates to the Coast Guard. Break. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, out.
So, there was something wrong. How many words did there was next? Let's see what it kept doing. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Ryder, please do not put it up on the ramp. Yeah, just mill about until I get there, please. Thanks.
I'm just witnessing right now.
Roger that.
Position there at these two boats, Maleficent and Salty Tango, have common, very similar starting times. Yeah.
Chrome. And again, it was the last.
He lives for this. He's so cool. I gave him a big hug before this, and I can feel his energy. Like, this is what he lives for.
There's a lot of time left. We are not even at the halfway point. Your gold medalist from Chiba, Japan,